Hola, me llamo es Eric Borja y yo sé hablar español muy bueno. Yo he estudiado español por más que 4 años y dicen que no tengo acento. Today's video is all about accents, specifically foreign accents and why we have them. Now we all know people who are learning our language because their accent tips them off. Why is that? Today I'm going to explain what exactly causes someone to have an accent in a foreign language. As infants we're surrounded by language, and our absorbent baby brains are rapidly processing all of it. It's so absorbent that by the age of 5, children have already learned the entire grammar of their language. During this learning, our brain processes sounds of a language and figures out which sounds our language has and which sounds it doesn't. After about 5, our ability to quickly grasp the subtle differences in pronunciation quickly diminish and become specialized in our own language. Many languages out there don't differentiate between the vowels I and E, like as in bit and beat. Usually a language will just have E. When a baby is acquiring a language without this distinction, the brain ignores the differences between the two because in the native language of the baby, it is not important. It takes some serious practice learning to distinguish these two sounds when learning English, and the results can provide some pretty interesting consequences. I love Australia because of all the pretty beaches. I love Australia because of all the pretty. In Russian, we have the word mat and mat. Mat, mat. Mat, mat. Mat means bad word, and mat means mother. This is because Russian has what we call palatalized consonants. These are consonants in which you raise your tongue a little bit to pronounce them. The difference between palatalized consonants and non-palatalized consonants is very important in Russian. Von, von. Boris, Boris. If you're a native English speaker, you'll have a hard time picking up these differences. And I will admit that the day I could perceive these differences in pronunciation was a milestone in my learning of Russian. A lot of times it's not even that a language has a different sound, but that it treats the same sound differently in different environments. In English we have the letter T, but there's a lot of different ways to pronounce this sound. Now, we're going to try a little experiment. I want you to put your hand in front of your mouth and say the word top, and then say the word stop. Repeat that a couple times, and what you'll notice is that when you say top, there's a little puff of air that accompanies it. But the T in stop doesn't have this. The P might, but the T doesn't. That's because the sounds P, T, and K in English are aspirated before stressed syllables. Aspirated is a fancy way of saying that they get a little puff of air. Spanish does not have this rule in their language, and thus would pronounce the famous Mexican food as taco. Because of the rule in English, when an English speaker orders food in a Mexican restaurant, they may be tempted to ask for a taco. So to summarize, when you're a kid, the sounds and phonemic patterns of your language get imprinted into your brain. As you get older, your brain stops actively looking for differences and fossilizes your sound system. Once this happens and you try to learn a new language, you have only this fossilized system to rely upon for sounds. Of course, with practice, you can overcome this hurdle. If you like this video, or have linguistics questions, like or leave a comment below. I'll be posting linguistic-related videos weekly. I'm Eric Borja, and that is How You Linguistics. Today's video is all about accents.
My feet are in it.
Oh my god.